So guys, this is game 2 of a best of 3. It is from AntecAttack, and well, here are the players. We have Blast Roof as the purple Zerg in the lower left, and Krass as the green tone in the top right. I'm SC2 England, and my lovely co-caster is Pewee.
Hello. Wait, I'm pretty sure that these guys are teammates.
Yeah, Krass is Blast Krass. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
This is just his fun account. But
So yeah, like that meme, like last game we saw React Allian's face. Maybe that was a bit of a mental game against his teammates. He's like, oh well, I never do that anymore.
Why they drew it out for so long.
Yeah.
Just like I've got the honor. This isn't a TSL player where they just six-ball each other to death. This is bitter rivalry between teammates. This is serious.
I'm gonna be right back, alright? The camera's on your view.
That is absolutely fine. I mean, we've got some amazing stuff going on right now. We're starting the game. Literally, not much is happening. We can basically theorize what we can expect. Well, Roof is probably going to go for a 15 hatch, 16 pull, because that's just what you do against Terran. And of course, Krass's Pewee was just saying he went last game for Reactor Hellions into an expansion, which is a lot more unusual, I have to say. But I mean, the common thing we expect to see from Terran nowadays against Zerg is that one rack command center. But having said that, it looks like Krass is going to go for a command center first build. He's got the minerals for it, so that's exactly what we're going to get, which is completely different to his game 1 build of those Reactor Hellions. This is super economical, not trying to put on any pressure, but of course the Overlord is going to fly over and we'll see it. And how does Roof react? Will he take a quick third? Will he try and deal some pressure? Those are really his options available. He has no gas, so I think it's going to be the third will be coming out. But what does Krass do to follow up? He's getting that one gas. So he could even follow up with Reactor Hellions from this if he did choose. Alternatively, he could just go for 2 additional barracks and get Stim out quicker. There's lots of stuff he can do. It's just what he most favours. So the spawning pool on its way down for Roof here. We do have, well, the hatch nearly finished, and essentially the Overlord has seen that the command center is coming down here, and it looks like Roof is just perfectly comfortable taking a third. And if he takes a third now, that is crazy. 3 minutes 35.
Holy crap, that is early.
that isn't early. That is like prehistoric. Seriously, if this was like a timeline of the Earth, there'd still be dinosaurs walking around. That is how early that third base is. That is insane.
Was that command center first?
It was command center first, but still, that is sick. And the gas was got right after the barracks as well. But so far, there's no sign of a factory. I reckon it's going to be Reactor Hellions coming down. So
yeah, it's looking like it with 100 gas. There's just like 100 gas. If there isn't anything down, it has to be a factory. There's just there it is.
And there we go. So it is going to be Reactor Hellions. Now it would just be the reactor coming out any second. But I just can't get over how quick that third hatch came down. That was what? What?
What is this madness?
Seriously, it's like we're in Sparta or something. It's such madness. That was such a 300 reference. But you didn't laugh, so now I just feel bad, Pewee. Well done for that.
Sorry, someone messaged me.
No, just no, made me feel bad now. But no, we've got second barracks following this up. We've got the reactor, we've got the factory, which will switch. We'll get Reactor Hellions out, which is whoop. And really, Roof, he's just gonna make drones.
You know, sometimes if I have to tab out, I come back really quickly. It's just such a force of habit to think that I'm playing the game. Like I came in then, I double tapped 5 to go to my command centers or my nexus, and then of course I went to CS Chaos's point of view then.
See, the funny thing is I've actually played a game where I thought I've cancelled like the ladder, like quick game button, and then haven't and come back like a minute later and been like, oh crap, and then I've gone on to win. And like when that happens, you always feel bad for the other person. You're like,
yeah,
I didn't do anything for an entire minute, and I still beat you. What are you doing?
And the first minute as well is like the most important minute.
Yeah. Pretty sick, but the creep spread again for Roof is amazing. His third base is up happy. Only 2 Hellions, they're going to get shut down pretty hard.
But there's only 1 queen.
There's 2 down, there's 1 in the middle.
What the hell just
another
happened?
queen on the way. Where?
He went to go up. He went to go up the ramp, and then the Hellion split. And I think there was a misclick. I think he must have clicked towards the third, but he was at like a perfect point where either way was the same distance.
Yeah. Well, we do have
we have four
Hellions in, so these drones are going to go down, but 3 queens there.
Why would you?
Sick.
The bad thing is he went to the third. Like there was 1 queen at the natural.
And of course, 2 Hellions went down for 4 drones. Economically, it's well in terms of money lost, it's a good engagement, but in terms of what he actually did for what he had to sacrifice to get it,
yeah,
I'd say no. And of course, the Zerglings are out now. The creep spread isn't awful, but somehow that creep tumor goes down, but does get taken out. That's unfortunate. But guess what? If you've got that many queens, creep tumors are basically free.
pretty much. They're free anyway, but they're like
Yeah.
they're just like
if you've only
insta-free.
got, this is why getting creep spread queens is important, because otherwise you have to make a choice: inject or creep. Whereas if you just get some extra queens for 150 minerals apiece, well, firstly, you're defended against Hellions. Roof's just proved this. He did an amazing defense. If you go in a bit later, you get, well, amazing creep spread and also transfuses. Why wouldn't you get extra queens early on? And you don't have to use lava for defense, which means you get more drones.
Yes.
Literally winning everywhere. But having said that, Krass is coming over with a push, and he's got a couple of Marauders, quite a few Marauders, and quite a few Hellions, which is notoriously difficult for Zerg players to deal with.
But there is only Zerglings, and speed has finished, and there's 24 more in production. So I feel like with all the queens, this isn't really going to do as much damage. There's also a spine crawler, and he's putting the Zerglings behind so you can get the surround faster.
But basically, these Hellions need to be defended, but they are getting quite nasty surrounded.
Oh, wow.
The surface area on those Marauders is huge, and to be honest, Roof has defended this ideally.
That was banning, bro. That was one of the best. That was such an easy defense.
That was absolutely crazy. I mean, if we look at the loss tab, while it's only about 500 minerals, I mean, the commitment Krass made there, and he's only killed 3 workers. That's all he's killed, and he's been very aggressive. And if you're aggressive, you have to do something with it, because if we look at the work count, 77 to 51. Even when you take mules into account, Roof is so ahead economically.
Spire is now in production, as well as some extra upgrades. Another hatchery, a 4th in production actually, and like he's at 1,000 gas already. So give it another, 50 seconds for the Spire to finish. He's gonna have like 2,000 gas.
Yep. Well, maybe not quite that much. He should have a good 1,500 though. 15 meters will easily be on the cards there for Roof, and there's no missile turrets at the moment anywhere. But the missile turrets are now just being thrown down, so that is pretty good timing on that. Yeah. The 3rd base being taken by Krass.
There's only 1 missile turret down at the moment for each base, which I don't know. I think you should have a couple more. Yeah,
especially, but then he doesn't know Roof's going for quite so many meters.
Yeah.
But the tell that it's going to be a lot of gas is that the 5th and 6th gas have already been taken. But here we go, the +1 air attack on its way. There's 1,200 gas already banked up, so 12 meters, well 13 now, could be out any second. But for some reason, haven't been started yet.
He did just make like 12 drones. Okay, we have 9 meters, +1 also in production. He started that straight away.
Which is just so sick. I don't know if you know this, Pew, but the reason you get +1 air attack with muters is then their splash does 2 damage per hit rather than 1.
Yeah. No, well, muter goes like 9, 3, 1, 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it goes like from 9, 4, 2, 2, 2. Like
yeah,
it has the biggest increase.
Yeah, it increases subsequent bounces to 2 as opposed to 1 after the second bounce, whereas none of the other upgrades actually improve it.
That is correct.
Which is cool.
Yeah, and that is why you see it go instantly as soon as the Spire finishes. And we actually have a 5th base now in production, so like Roof is in a solid spot, I feel.
Well, he's got those 94 drones, which is too many. But basically, if you've got way too many drones and super high income, it doesn't actually matter as long as you have the production to just keep streaming units. Then you just literally all my units are dead, instantly remax. All my units are dead, instantly remax, and just repeat that cycle. The only downside is if Krass gets too many tanks up, that isn't always effective.
Yeah, it gets to a point where like, if you do that, that's good. But if you start losing really, really, really bad trades, then it will catch up with you.
Now, we do have a couple of tanks a little bit vulnerable in my opinion, but we aren't seeing Roof really utilise those mute as well. And we've got Burrow Banelings.
Yeah,
We've got Burrow Banelings.
that's what we want.
Roof, you are possibly
I love you.
my new favourite Zerg player. Just because every game, without fail, you use Burrow Banelings, and you even use the Mutualist to try and bait the Marines out to the Burrow Banelings. It's
I would
wow.
like a couple more Burrow Banelings in random spots.
Just more, just everywhere, just
Yeah,
burrowing,
like-
burrowing around
like-
here, burrowing
Like
there.
so bad then.
Just like literally just cover the map systematically. And then just be like, lol, this isn't StarCraft, this is my
You
team, but the
ready?
Burrow Banelings, they get... Oh, that's still...
Ah.
Literally, I think we get overexcited with Burrow Banelings view.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's like when it happens, and it's a good like group of Marines that get taken down. Is so awesome.
You're just like, yeah. Oh. And of course, now the rocks are gone, those Banelings probably are never gonna actually get to work.
Unless he forces the Marines, but there's. Oh, he selected them. The scan goes down, and they are revealed.
They are gone. But
I'm
still, Roof is
disappointed.
maxed out. But Krass, he's getting very close to maxed out. He's got some Thors in the mix as well to deal with those muters. Of course, magic boxing going to become so essential. But this third base looking very vulnerable. So many units streaming, and this middle line could be gone before it's even started. All the SCVs are trooping up, but the Banelings don't get a connection. Oh, that was close.
That was close,
But
and not that much has been lost. Oh my God, he goes for the attack. Oh.
but so many Banelings went down on the Thors. That was so cost ineffective. So
that was
cost
so bad.
ineffective. But he did take out the third command center. Which
Did he? Oh, that's good then.
Which
I thought that floated off.
But of course, now Roof just has to defend this next
Yeah.
push. And to be honest, with the like 88 drones, I'm not sure he's going to be able to. He's flying with so many Zerglings. A lot of Infestors up, but the Infestors aren't there yet. They're not going to be out for at least another 30 seconds.
Oh,
or so.
and he goes for a surround. The tanks get surrounded first, and then he target fires the tanks with the Mulas. But everything on the ground is slowly getting slowly down. All the Mulas get vaporized. Holy crap!
I mean, the
And
only saving
fourth
grace
base is
now
dead.
is he sacrifices the fourth, waits
Yeah.
for those Infestors to come out, and then you can fungal growth the Marines to death.
Yes, there is only two tanks quite far back, and there are 8 Infestors. He does have another base up here, so losing this base isn't the worst. And he borrows the drones. He actually borrows 17 drones there.
Yeah, he is still, remember, a base up, which is fine. And
Yes.
once the fungal growths start coming in, Banelings become crazy good. Because ultimately, your opponent, they can't split the Marines to get away from them.
Yep.
And so,
Oh, and we have a lot of units being caught up by the third of Krass.
and some
and-
big Baneling hits go down. That was huge.
Nice.
Meanwhile, we've got a lot of Overlords being taken down here, though.
Yeah.
But we will see all these medevacs moving forward. Where are they going? Who knows? They're a bit confused. They're like, come on, guys, keep up.
Oh, and he accidentally picks up with a bunch of them as well.
But if the third base goes down, Roof could suddenly have some problems. Because
Could,
he
I
wants to be
don't-
on 3 base, but
Oh,
is he going
it
to
looks
base
like-
race again?
no, it looks like he's just sacking it.
He sent a load of units over towards. I thought he was going to go for
Oh.
another base race like game 1, but
He's been too indecisive. I think he wants to get a flank on all the units.
to be honest,
That's
this
the
force
third.
wasn't even big for Blast to deal with
No.
right now.
Then, and we have a 4 medevac drop being loaded up.
But that Burrowed Infestor will see it, and I honestly think here,
No.
Roof's only choice is to just try and push forward. Because he's pulling back to defend, but he's going to leave nearly all
Infestation
of his
place got
key
taken
tech.
out. There's a drop going to the top left, or what was probably meant to be a drop. That was spot a base.
But this just isn't fun. I need a big fungal growth. There he goes.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
exactly what he needs. The infested terrans go down, and well, with the chain fungals, those medevacs are out of there.
Yeah, and 5 medevacs are there as well.
It's pretty nice. But the top base gets taken out, and now this third base is so essential. But the infestation pit is gone. So is the spawning pool, which is getting rebuilt. But that means no super quick remaxing for Roof.
Holy crap, the pool got taken out as well, so you can't even build
Yeah.
Zerglings right now. He does have 7 ultras, 4 just popped, so that's pretty good.
You see, Roof's solution to not being able to make Zerglings is just get so many drones his incomes can support pure Ultra.
Yeah,
Just pump them forever, just like, gonna make 30 Ultralisks, boom.
it's like your entire supply, that's 200 supply.
So, what do we have going down? Well, we have a 4th base attempt coming down from Krass, but a lot of SCVs are going to get picked off here, basically for free.
Don't let the Banelings die. Oh, Banelings, why would you?
Banelings, why would you attack single SCVs?
I
They're
know.
like, we just want cuddles. All we want is hugs. We're nice, really. But again, it's got back into a position where Roof is now looking to be in a temporarily dominant spot, but the concern is that he's not got these mining bases he needs. He is trying to re-establish them though, so...
He still has 74 harvesters, which is quite a lot, but yeah, as you said, he has, he's transferring from his natural now to that 4th base, but he only has one fully saturated base that he can mine from.
Exactly, so he needs to engage cost effectively, which he can do with 7 infestors. Definitely a possibility. And, well...
He's going to throw a lot of infested terrans to try and get this command center, but...
I don't think he'll be able to. That command center should get
he'll-
away very, very happily.
He'll be able to deal a lot of damage, though. He threw the first group in the wrong place.
He should have thrown the first group towards the retreat position.
Yeah.
And if he'd thrown an awful lot, then Krass couldn't have reacted quickly enough. There's again, I love the fact that Roof always has a burrowed Zergling at every base opportunity.
I don't understand why Krass keeps sending out Marines with medevacs. He doesn't...
It's like he thinks he's loaded them up. Or like, just like clicks to load up the medevac, but the Marines aren't next to it, and then tells the medevac to go. And the Marines just never catch up.
Oh my god, he nearly gets a command center. It is on fire.
If he can get it with those infested turns, it'd be beautiful, but I don't think he will be able to. It's going to be pretty close, though, to be fair.
No.
The SCVs are blocked, though. The SCVs are blocked from coming over.
I see it.
So that could be a small problem. And
oh, there. This should be it now. Tanks are about to move.
70, 60. It's going to get there. It's going to be fine.
Ah.
That would have been hilarity.
That would have been a bit...
And still more burrowed Zerglings everywhere, just wasting scans left, right, centre. All the bases are back up now for Roof.
He's long distance mining in his natural.
Yep, there's a drop getting cleaned up very, very easily there, though. So that's all good.
No, I meant the Terrans.
Oh, yeah.
It's natural.
But there's a big
because
push into here, actually. Look at this push into the natural. And none of Krass's army is there to deal with it. And he's just going to go and counterattack.
He is. But now Roof is going to maybe get the false around here. One Ultra's going to run
all the way through, which does show it. But again, I'm thinking Roof is not pulling back to defend this. He's going to go for the base instead, trying to get a lot of SCVs, which he will do. But now needs to basically sacrifice this 5th base and cut off by his natural in order to defend.
Yeah, and the unit, Krass's units are now kind of split away from everything, so he can get a solid surround. Oh my god, the 4th base is being taken out by a drop, and...
It was a double drop, that was sick. There's a hidden base down in the very bottom right, though. Has that been spotted? That could literally change everything. What is it today? In this AntecAttack with crazy base racing games attacking everywhere.
Yeah, and TVZ.
In TVZ, it's like, usually TVZ games are like, well, I'm going to make Marine tanks, and you're going to make Zerglings and Banelings and Infestors, and then we'll have a big fight, and whoever wins, that wins.
Yeah.
Whereas today, it's like, no.
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 I've seen about 40 hatches die today.
I know. Remember, there's going to be like a TV appeal. Like, every day, thousands of hatcheries die needlessly.
The crazy thing is, even though supplies are so far apart, the worker supplies are really massively far apart. So the army supplies are really close. They're only 30 apart.
Exactly, but the big difference is Roof has just got a huge bank. He's literally just got so much. He can resupply. He's getting that Greater Spire. I have to say, consistently, Roof's play is he's so late on the Greater Spire. Usually you'd see that at the latest 20 minutes, even if you've gone Ultras, just for the tech switch, because that's the late game Zerg counterattack to mass tanks. You can't deal with a mass tank force before that.
That is a solid... yeah, exactly. I don't even understand why Krass's long distance is natural with that command center. What? It's just landed there. It's just like, well, there we are.
No, dude.
He must have needed like the meals, and he's like, oh well. Didn't have... I know. Okay, but the Great Aspire is 40 seconds into production. Did he kill another pool? Yeah, he did. The spawning pool has been killed twice.
Yeah, because Roof rebuilt his spawning pool at his most vulnerable base for some
reason.
The key thing is there's this hidden base down in the bottom right here for Roof.
Yeah.
Which... that's significant.
Yes, and there are 5 spine crawlers with a spore.
So that's not going down anytime soon.
Or if it is, he needs tanks at least.
Exactly. It's also so far away from the rest of Krass's base that, to be honest, a counter-attack would be huge. But we do have a maxed out roof now.
Yeah, I only just realized that Krass only has 2 command centers left now.
Puri, can I just point something out?
Yeah.
There's 16 ultras out for roof.
Is there 16? Oh my jeez.
16 ultras.
Why wouldn't you just look? There's nothing in his main. He's just sending like 2 or 3 up to his main.
And now they're saying something to each other which I do not understand in the slightest.
Is that German?
I believe it is, but no, that's definitely not German.
Maybe Austrian or something. I know they're around Austria, Germany. No, that's German.
Oh yeah, that is definitely German. Who knows? I'm terrible. I only speak English. It's really bad of me. But anyway,
I just about speak English.
Just about. You're like,
just about.
You think you're bad? I can only just speak one language. At least you can do one properly. But no, we do just have so many tanks. I mean, this is just gonna 13 tanks. In a head-on engagement, I don't think 13 tanks beats 16 ultras though. It's the
It all
sort of
depends on the placements really, but at the same time, it's 4,000 banked v and 3,000 v 200 and 200. So you can risk to lose quite a few ultras and be okay. I'd
essentially,
say.
Roof could just walk in, deal as much damage as he can, and then just press and hold the U key and just remax on ultras again.
Yeah, easy peasy. But he also has 2 corruptors in production now as well, so he can make 2 broodlords in a minute. You know, when he loses some supply.
Yeah, I'd almost be sacking some supply of these ultras now to get broodlords, but Krass is moving across the map, but of course the creep spread is giving Roof the vision he needs. And I don't think he knows about his base, but the tank's on siege! This is huge! The fungal growths could be massive right now, and there they go. Puri, this is a whitewash, isn't it?
It seems that way, yeah. Yeah, it is. Good game. And
that was
they're
huge.
like, well played.
So
good
Roof's
game.
going to take that too. Oh.
It's a good game.